Paracycling is a fast-growing sport and includes road events and track events for athletes living with a physical or visual impairment. Paracycling has been part of the Summer Paralympic Games since 1984 and is one of the most popular and spectacular sports on the programme. The Union Cycliste Internationale's annual calendar comprises paracycling world championships on the road and on the track, a paracycling road World Cup, and more than 30 other international events. Around 50 countries regularly take part in the different paracycling events on the UCI calendar, and this number continues to rise. As with other Paralympic sports, paracycling uses a classification system that ensures fair competition between athletes by grouping them together into different divisions and sport classes. There are 4 large divisions. Traditional bicycles, some of which are adapted, C division. Tricycles, T division. Hand cycles, H division. And tandem, B division. Each of these divisions is subdivided into different sport classes depending on the type and severity of athlete impairment. There are 13 sport classes in total, both for men and women. Tandem pilots, who team up with visually impaired athletes, are the only athletes without an impairment. The majority of sporting regulations in paracycling are identical to those governing road cycling and track cycling. The regulations that are specific to paracycling essentially take into account the nature of the athlete's impairments, particularly with regards to equipment. The choice of bike depends on the type of impairment an athlete has. In general terms, the type of bike used is determined in the following ways. Tandem bicycles are used by cyclists with a visual impairment who team up with a sighted pilot. Hand cycles are mainly used by paraplegic or tetraplegic athletes, as well as unilateral or bilateral lower limb amputees. Tricycles are used by athletes with a brain injury or by those who need greater stability due to the extent of their impairment. Traditional bicycles, which can sometimes be adapted, are mainly used by athletes with a slight brain injury, 1 or more amputations, or some other form of impairment to either the upper or lower limbs. Road paracycling has time trial and road race events across all sport classes, as well as a mixed team relay for hand cycles only. Track paracycling events are open to athletes using a traditional bicycle, whether adapted or not, or a tandem bicycle. The events currently on the programme at UCI competitions are individual pursuit, 500 metres, kilometre, team sprint, tandem sprint, scratch race. Paracycling is a sport that promotes athlete integration in several ways. A large number of national cycling federations have moved to integrate paracycling into their infrastructure over the past few years. This has given paracyclists the same opportunities as those offered to cyclists. We have also seen a growing number of impaired athletes competing in races alongside unimpaired athletes, which further demonstrates the success of the discipline's policy of integration, which has been led by the UCI and its national federations for a number of years.